think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me, personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer. It's not like he's a stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer.
As we know, Devin Haney called out Shakur Stevenson just after he secured victory against Teofimo Lopez. He wrote on his social media that, "Me and Shakur is the next biggest fight in boxing. I want him." He further went on to stress that, "I am ready to go against Shakur before any other opportunity comes in my way." Roy Jones Jr. supported the idea of this matchup. He mentioned that Shakur deserves big names to prove himself further. In his opinion, Haney currently serves as the best available option for Stevenson because he is much closer to his skill level. He further stressed his choice by stating that they are very well aware of each other, which would make both of them struggle hard to win. For boxing fans who want an action-packed and interesting matchup, this possible clash has the ability to deliver everything for the fans and the fighters too.
That's a good fight because, you know, the good thing about all these kids nowadays is most of them are sparring one another and they know each other pretty good. So with them knowing each other like that, they're going to be competitive matches because they've already sparred. They know what they're looking for. Coming up in the amateurs, that's what costs a lot of guys because they go to those amateur camps and they spar with all these other guys. But one day y'all gonna be pro. A lot of y'all gonna be in the same weight class. And it's like, to be honest with you, the biggest fight for Shakur right now will either be Tank.
Tim Bradley was a firm supporter of Shakur in this potential clash. He pointed out that Shakur always performs at his best, showing nothing seriously concerning in his style, just as he did against Teofimo. He was very sure that Shakur could repeat that performance against Haney as well. However, he also somewhat applauded Devin, remarking that he could also finish as the winner against Stevenson. But in Bradley's point of view, Shakur holds the most advantages and is the very likely winner of this potential battle.
Haney might be the guy that can compete and beat Shakur Stevenson, but I would never bet against Shakur, man. I think defensively, I think he's a brilliant boxer. I don't think anybody can outthink him. Or outposition him, man. I just think he's just too slick, too hard, really hard to figure out. So,
however, Greg Hackett went against Tim Bradley and favored Haney slightly to come out victorious. He expressed that both have a good understanding of boxing and have shown their maturity level in every fight they have fought in their careers. However, Greg emphasized that going against each other would be an absolute spectacle. According to him, Devin holds a little advantage over Shakur, even if he is coming off a strong win against Teofimo Lopez. Still, a fight against Haney would be an extremely difficult task for him.
He knows Dev has something for him, but he got something for Dev. It's a great fight. He know he could possibly lose to Dev. There's things that Dev understand about boxing that Shakur understand, and he wouldn't be able to just take full advantage of Devin Haney. You know what I mean? They both got an education. That's what I'm saying. This shit comes down to education. That's why Floyd and them used to yell, "Skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills." You know what I'm saying? You got to really be in the gym working on your skills package. A lot of these dudes ain't working like they think they working. You know what I'm saying? They in the gym, they sweating, you know what I mean? They working hard, but the information that's being transferred to them is bullshit information, and it's showing in the fights.
And like everyone else, Paulie Malignaggi also felt very excited about the possibility of this matchup. He declared it a mega clash with so much on the line for both of the competitors. Considering the current phase of their careers, he called it the perfect time to make their fight happen. Paulie further commended both of them for what they have gone through to reach the level they are currently at. The thing that stood most crucial in his discussion was Shakur's win over Teofimo, which in his opinion would make Shakur fight Haney with high confidence and courage.
He's taking on these kind of challenges. He's winning them. He built himself up to that level to now, okay, take on all comers, win or lose, take on all comers. He's got that win over Norman as an underdog. You can say what you want post in hindsight. In foresight, a lot of people were picking against Haney. He gets that win. Shakur, in the meantime, makes his name bigger. You gotta pump those numbers up, and he pumped those numbers up by winning the Teofimo Lopez fight. Now, you know what? Okay, now there's an interest from both fighters. A lot more money, a lot more at stake, a lot more, again, ambition. I like to use that word ambition today. And I I think a lot more people will be interested in it than the first time around. And I thought a lot of people would have been interested the first time around to begin with.
Another important boxing figure, Richardson Hitchens, who has shared the ring with both as their sparring partner, also shared some useful insights regarding this possible bout. He mentioned that they both are good, talented, and skilled boxers in their own ways. However, he felt certain that Shakur is superior to Haney. He indicated that Shakur's skill level likely puts him ahead of his opponent. Considering the Shakur versus Teofimo bout, he came to the conclusion that, although it would be a tight contest, Devin would not be able to defeat Shakur.
Shakur gonna beat him. Devin don't really want that.
Will it be that dominant though, like the way it was with Tio?
Nah, it wouldn't be that dominant.
No, it'll be a lot closer.
I don't know if it'll be a lot closer, but I mean, when I say a lot closer, like I don't know, Devin wouldn't get picked apart like how Tio did. Yeah. Shakur will probably still pull out an obvious decision, but I don't think Devin will get picked apart the way Tio did.
Besides these predictions, Team Haney had already been involved in a brawl with Team Shakur even before his fight with Teofimo. Tensions escalated during a heated exchange, where arguments were thrown, both sides responded aggressively, and words were exchanged. The situation even escalated into a physical altercation, which was quickly stopped by others present. Despite being separated, both parties issued warnings to each other, making it clear that there would be brutal consequences in their potential clash. Furthermore, Shakur Stevenson has also been called out by Raymond Muratalla, who beat Andy Cruz recently. While calling out Shakur, he declared that they are both coming off wins, so their fight makes more sense. In his opinion, he deserves a chance to express himself, and going against Stevenson feels like the best option for him at the moment. On the other hand, he also gave Stevenson words of praise for what he did to Teofimo. He argues that was a special performance, which showed no weak point at all in his style.
For me, I would like to fight Shakur.
Yeah.
I think that's one that would make more sense. But yeah, man, I think that's a big fight. I think boxing would love that. Fans would love that. I think that's a fight that we should get going. I mean, Shakur looked good. I mean, he boxed him well, and he just dominated that fight. Yeah, Tio didn't even look like Tio himself, you know, and yeah, it was a good performance from Shakur.
However, at the same time, Muratalla was very confident in distinguishing himself from Teofimo. Comparing his style with Teofimo's, he stressed that what he lacked against Shakur, he surely possesses. Therefore, he was very certain that Shakur would be beaten by him, no matter how hard he tried to be victorious. In his opinion, he has a good understanding of Shakur's style, which ensures that he has the best chances to defeat him inside the ring. Overall, he argues his approach, preparation, and skill set would make the difference on fight night.
I think my style is a lot different than Tio's, and it's gonna be one of those things, man, where it would be hard to tell you how. It's just one of those situations where we just gotta fight, and I just have to show you. You know what I mean? But as far as that, yeah, I think my style is just different. You just wouldn't it would just be like unexpected. Like you wouldn't expect like anything from it. It'll be different.
Moreover, very different from all, Roy Jones Jr. hailed Teofimo for taking the fight against Shakur, even though the result did not go in his favor as he lost to him. He shared that Lopez was not in good shape to have fought a high skill set fighter like Shakur, yet he did, which shows his courage and passion for the sport. On the other hand, he was very appreciative of Shakur, expressing that he is going in the right direction. He implied that this victory carries a lot of meaning for him, and by the end of his career, he will clearly understand its impact.
I think Shakur definitely showed that he's going to be on that list very soon. Four division champion already. They're looking to get more. Show that he has all the tools, all the tactics. Stay cool under pressure. Proved a lot of things. Took a good fighter and took him to school. And that's what great fighters do. So it's like, you got to give him his props. Excellent outcome. Had shots out to Teofimo too for taking a fight at that risk at that time in his career, because That was a high risk for Teofimo.
Along with Roy Jones, Andre Ward highlighted the value of tactics in the Shakur versus Teofimo fight. He specified that the one who came with better preparations, game plans, and tactics was the one to secure victory. Shakur looked fantastic, he commented, making Teofimo pay for each failed opportunity. After the first round, Teofimo, in his judgment, realized he couldn't defeat the man by boxing alone. As a result, he attempted to hit powerful, decisive punches, which he achieved, but in very little quantities. This approach, according to Ward, caused Teofimo to lose almost all the rounds convincingly.
I mean, be assertive, allow your dominance to be known in the arena, those watching, the judges, as well as Teofimo Lopez, by how you get down in that first, second, third round. Establish your game plan. If he misses, make him pay. Let him know it's not going to be that type of party tonight. And the first chance you get to yoke him up and let him feel your physical strength, do it early and let him know what time it is. And Shakur did that. And I saw at the end of the first round that Teofimo Lopez had no answers, that he was reduced to just a big punch. I still saw the explosiveness. Some of them punches was landing heavy. He still got the power, but he didn't have a deep bag.
Moving forward, Boozy Ennis revealed that Shakur hurt one of his hands during the Teofimo fight, which was the main reason he did not go for a stoppage victory. He underlined that Stevenson, without the injury, could have easily stopped Teofimo. He further said that Shakur was very much on a level where he was not ready to give Teofimo any kind of chances throughout the bout. On the other hand, he advised Teofimo Lopez to take his fight seriously because failing to do so could cause him to lose his identity as a boxer in the long run.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. You know? And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man. He did everything right, man.
Do you think Shakur could have got the stoppage?
Oh, yeah. Shakur, no, he could have got a stoppage too, but Shakur hurt his left hand. His left hand was hurt. If you notice, he was using that jab a lot.
Like Boozy Ennis, Jaron Ennis also shared his perspective on how the fight could have ended in a knockout. In his opinion, because both the fighters were seeing each other's style for the very first time, they were a bit cautious about going harder. He reiterated that a knockout victory could have undoubtedly finished the bout in favor of one of them if they had both applied greater pressure. Overall, he acknowledged others' admiration for Shakur for displaying some surprising qualities and adapting to the fight's circumstances to secure the greatest victory of his career to date.
Shakur took off from round one. He looked good. He looked super good.
What did you see technically that made it look that way?
Shakur just too fast for him. Shakur broke him mentally from the first round. Just too sharp for him. That jab was cooking him. That's all he had to do the whole time. I mean, and you can't knock everybody out. So, but he definitely could have knocked him out if he would have probably stepped on the gas a little bit, and he took his knockdown away. What was it, like the fourth round?
Yeah, with that body shot.
I'm like, that was a knockdown.
Teofimo Lopez, in his post-fight interview, also agreed with the point that he was not up to the level to beat Shakur. He mentioned that he was surely out of ideas and ended up playing according to his opponent's will. Further talking about the loss, he showed a big heart and remarked that every loss teaches valuable lessons. In his opinion, what he did wrong in this fight would not be repeated in any of his upcoming battles. Overall, he assured fans of a very strong comeback against any opponent he faces next in the ring.
Yeah, I think I was just honestly too focused on one particular objective, one particular thing, than really enjoying what I could see opening. You know, I was catching him a lot with the body shots a lot, so I think that was one of my effective arsenals that was getting him every time. But I think just more combinations, especially finish with left hooks and stuff. I did poorly on not listening to my team. That's on me. Take it on the chin. You know, my team did a phenomenal job. They had great guidelines. They had great instructions. I just didn't listen tonight.
Unlike majority, James Toney was very critical of Shakur's win and was not impressed at all by his performance. They weren't up to par, he responded, and it was modern boxing. He thought the battle was extremely dull, with both competitors merely attempting to avoid one another rather than engage. Additionally, he made the point that Shakur's style requires more action. Toney contends that his intricate method helps him win, but he doesn't always appear good to spectators who come expecting combatants to trade blows in the ring.
All right, see, if he did like I did, combinations and punches and boom and push it together, it'd be exciting. But point, dog.
So what did he need to do to improve or to make better?
Put the dog in. Get the dog in there. Get some dog. You know what I'm saying? He has to get the dog.
All right. What do you tell Shakur Stevenson?
Hey, Shakur, ain't no hate coming. I don't hate on nobody. I have mine. I was saying, get some dog in, son. What's love?
Further delving into this battle, Floyd Schofield differentiated the style of both boxers as the main deciding factor in the fight's outcome. He alleged that Teofimo struggled as time went on in the ring because he lacked the skills to understand Shakur's style. He proposed that since Stevenson is a multifaceted fighter, one should approach him with numerous tactics and strategies. He also admired Shakur's usage of power, speed, defense, and footwork that evening, all of which were faultless, and showed why he is still one of the sport's best players.
So Shakur can make adjustments. And T.O. didn't make the adjustments. It's like he didn't know the counter styles. He knew the Philly shell, but when his hands went up here, he lost it. When he went to orthodox, he was going the wrong way. He was running right into the hook and straight. He wasn't keeping the foot dominance. It's like all the IQ left.
According to Paulie Malignaggi, it was Shakur's first step towards his journey of becoming an all-time great. He claimed that Stevenson has an extensive toolkit and that he never delivers blind or raw blows, using each move at the ideal moment. On the other hand, he also praised Teofimo Lopez for attempting every maneuver feasible. Malignaggi claims that Teofimo's inability to understand Shakur's manner that evening was primarily caused by his ignorance of him.
Like I said, sometimes it's off the high guard, sometimes it's off the low right hand guard, sort of like a shoulder roll, you know. There were moments in the fight where he was actually walking tail down, especially late in the fight. He started walking tail down more and more and more, just bossing the fight. And Teo tried. Teo was turning southpaw at times. He was, you know, trying to use that athleticism by, you know, trying to make all these little jukes and jives and then try to punch off them. You know, a couple of times I saw he just missed with a couple of counter right hands and a couple of tries. And maybe if those would have been shots that landed clean, which is almost impossible to land on Shakur clean, but sometimes he just missed it. But that's how good Shakur is, where he keeps just making you miss and you'll never actually get him.
All in all, the boxing community is really excited to see this fight finally going to happen. They have been calling for this fight for many years, and now with the current situation, it seems they will finally see Shakur versus Devin later this year. Fans of both fighters have disputed over a long period of time, arguing that their favorite is the best. However, now that they are going against each other, it will potentially reveal who truly holds the advantages and who is better. True boxing fans, however, want an engaging fight, which is very likely if they meet in the ring. Given the skills and resumes of both fighters, it would not be disappointing to spend money watching this contest. Now, in the end, tell us what you believe. Do you think this is the right time to make their fight happen, or do you have some other potential opponent in mind? If yes, drop them in the comments section below, along with reasons why that fight would be more interesting than this one. Along with this, if you still have not, like the video and subscribe to the channel, because it is your support that drives us to work harder and provide you with every boxing update. Overall, thanks for watching, and stay tuned to this channel for further updates from every boxing corner.